All right, so I'm going to share with you this week, next couple weeks, whatever it may be, a series of very common mistakes people make when planning for retirement, but they actually don't realize it's a mistake for one reason or another. So let's get started. So, one of the first and most common mistakes people make is when they have a 401k through their employer is contributing above the match. So here's what I mean. If your employer matches up to 5%, take advantage of that 5%. That's free money. You want to use that as much as possible. But so oftentimes people are just so focused on saving as much as possible that they end up over contributing or even maxing out what they can put in those plans. So instead of just contributing the 5%, they might be contributing 10, 12, 15. I saw someone the other day contributing 20%. Now, look, in theory, that is a very good idea, but over contributing to your 401k above the match causes basically compounds tax problems down the road because this is what's called a qualified account or a tax deferred account. So that means you save money on taxes now, but you pay taxes on the entire amount when you pull it out in retirement. So contributing above the match just creates a future tax problem, and 401ks are notorious for having higher fees because most people don't actually read all the details. They think they're paying 1% or 1.5% when there's all these hidden fees baked into it. And so we've seen people paying north of 2.5%, even sometimes close to 3% total. So you don't want to be putting more money into a financial vehicle that has higher fees because it's eating away at your return. And on that note, 401ks are also undermanaged. Generally, what happens is when you start a 401k, you pick what's called a target date fund, saying I'm going to retire in 2040 or whatever the year is. So you're put in what's called a 2040 fund, and it has very minimal management. So you end up just not getting not getting the returns that you could. So what should you do? This is the question people ask. All right, well, if over contributing to a 401k is a mistake, what should I do? Contribute up to the match, and then anything above that, consider for something else. Now, that something else could be a number of different things. It could be simply setting up a brokerage account. I would highly encourage Roth accounts if you can contribute to those, or other tax free vehicles that are out there for people that make above the IRS income max for Roth accounts. There's a lot of different options, but don't funnel everything into your 401k. You want to move your options outside because you're going to have better growth, low fees, more options, better tax treatment. Make sure to follow us.